Thank you, John.
You've got a long history in enterprise tech in software. You've seen a lot of economic cycles. Intuit, the top gainer in the NASDAQ 100 today after earnings on its results serving small business. And I talked to CEO Sasan Goodarzi this morning about what those smaller software companies, those customers are dealing with. Listen to what he said.
If I paint the bigger picture, a year plus ago, small businesses had a major issue being able to hire who they wanted. They were not only paying more for the labor that they had, but it was a constraint on growing their business. If I forward it to where we are today, they're actually on our platform still hiring. And when we reported our results, one of the things we talked about is the number of companies running payroll and the number of employees getting paid on our payroll platform is actually quite strong. And so now they're actually having an easier time hiring, and they're continuing to hire. With that said, that's an aggregate sort of perspective. If I were to double click on it, there are industries that have been hard hit in small businesses that we serve. For instance, financial services, real estate, and auto.
So things are coming into some balance for small business. Bill, tell me, what kinds of software pitches right now are small businesses saying no to that they might have said yes to a year ago?
Well, John, there's a big reprioritization taking place where there's a move away from operating systems and databases and on-prem applications to cloud platforms. Businesses today, whether they're small, medium, or large, they can't consolidate the past and get enough economic value out of that to move the needle on their margins or their revenue growth. So they're really looking for a new way to accelerate, go faster, augment, change processes, and ultimately win in the marketplace. So I think we're on the edge of an entirely new frontier in enterprise computing. And if you want to look back in time, if you remember 2008 and the financial crisis, that was the crisis that drove innovation. It really was the lighter fluid on the bonfire of innovation, if you think about the cloud, because that's when the cloud became mainstream.
Okay. Now talk to me about the impact of rates here. I also talked to Autodesk CEO Andrew Anagnos this morning after earnings. That stock was the biggest loser on the NASDAQ 100, probably because of their switch to annual billing. But I asked him about inflation and the impact on enterprise software in the construction industry. He said it's important for policymakers to get this under control. Listen.
Any situation like what we're seeing right now extends for a long period of time. It affects everyone. We are not immune. Nobody would be immune. Here's what's a little bit different in our industry and why you continue to see companies similar to us reporting fairly good growth, giving fairly good guides into the future is our software is mission critical. They need it to do their job. And almost all of these customers, for now, are working through backlogs of work. Now, if the inflationary environment continues for 6, 12, more months, and there's continued large rate increases, obviously the future backlog is going to get impacted. We have to wait and see how that happens. But right now, people are working through a backlog.
Bill, you guys at ServiceNow have been kind of defying gravity with your growth. As you look at what's happening with inflation, though, is there a concern about policymakers' ability to get that under control and what its effect might eventually be?
Well, I think we've all, grown accustomed to a really challenging environment when you think about monetary policy, supply chain dislocation driven by COVID, wars, and other things that have been adjacent to business, but somehow business has continued to figure it out and continue to move forward. And that's what I see now. I see now that we're in a world of value realization. And if you can make sense of the multi-cloud world, if you can drive migration and consumption in a way that accelerates cost out, productivity in, or entirely new experiences and how you supply your employees with information and knowledge, or you go direct to your customers and give them a whole new experience, a whole new way of consuming your innovation or your story, or you even get to the creators out there that have to build applications and new ideas for a new world. These are the things that customers will continue to invest in, and that's why I feel so strongly about ServiceNow's strategy as the end-to-end platform for digital transformation, because I know you have to improve margins and get cost out, but you also have to do work in a world where you might even have less people doing it. So automation is going to be the key, and obviously building experiences and keeping your company moving forward through all these challenges is something that every CEO is grappling with. And we're proud to say, I really feel like we're one of the unique companies out there because we're in the mix of cost out, productivity in, and growth when you can find it.